everybody, this is Salvi here with the VTuber news coming right up for you. Before that, of course, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell, and the like button as well, and let's get right into it. If you guys had watched any of my streams, or at least the stream that I did on the 25th, when this first came out, when news of this first came out, when I first heard about this, there was the whole feel that Oshi Expo, which is named as the world's first VTuber convention, was something going on. Like it was going to be a scam, like the other expo, like the other convention, VTuber convention, that ended up being a rug pull for a crypto, or at least an NFT type of thing. So I had gone through everything on the day. I'll just tell you what I had gone through before. You know, that it said, VTubers, fans, creators, agencies, it's time. Oshi Expo is the first VTuber convention in the world to build to expand VTuber sphere across the globe and beyond. Concerts, panels, showcases, networking, debuts. The Con Air dream starts here. So people started seeing this as odd because there was, you're going to see people are like, oh, don't use AI. There's a lot of ones. Has to be satire. Flork says as well, somehow links to Vtuber Con, which is a VR chat based con. Would be a good thing to disclose this VR chat convention. Since there's no location, the art also has inconsistencies relating to AI. Forgive my skepticism, we see a lot of scams popping up in VTubing often. Anyone, don't jump directly into it. There's no info out there at the gate. This was on the this was where a lot of people were like, something's up, something's odd, something is going on here. If you like VR chat, cool, but hold it under a microscope before getting money. It says, thank you for bringing it to our attention. We will be contacting the artists we commissioned. That's very concerning. Will feat and greet be included in the program? Are you volunteering? VTubers won't take you seriously if you use AI for your event. You are very correct, Lunaria. This is why we commissioned a real artist to fix our mistakes, and this is the one that they did there. Come to our attention that the artist we had commissioned used AI. Oshi Expo is fully against the use of AI art. We apologize for our potential attendees. Amazing art team has created a new mascot, homegrown, and AI free. So they were acting like someone trying to control, you know, the issues that were popping up. Try not to use AI art, mission impossible. And here it says, you're very correct, Lycan. That's why we commissioned a real artist to fix our mistakes. And they put that there. And then, you know, people asking other questions, you know, kind of getting a feeling, some of the questions asked there, people already getting a feeling that this was maybe not very real. Continuing here, get ready for the world's first only VTuber Con and our first VTuber convention. Pomapon is Pomapon from Mirai, who is a feral hyena cheerleader of Gen 4's V4 Mirai Gen 4. And then you had people here. Rima Evenstar was one of the first people, well, at least openly, to say that it very well may be satire. Because you have here something that I noticed yesterday too. Before, you know, I saw the Rima Star thing. If you take a look at my stream yesterday when we talked about this, we were taking a look. It says commentary account. And if you look at the Oshi thing here, it says location parody. That is a big sign that something's up. And I had noticed that it was weird that they used it. I thought originally, when I first saw this, I thought this was just a placeholder. Like, they're just using parody, kind of just, you know, to try to be kind of funny, be kind of whatever. But the more things that I looked at, with, you know, looking at Rima Evenstar's things here, that they were mentioning about this, especially that part, kind of made it seem odd. But I didn't know exactly what the whole thing was. It just seemed that it was just a joke, an inside joke inside the VTuber community. What I originally thought that maybe this was something that was going to be a VTuber convention that was gonna pop up later on, that we're gonna be, you know, kind of just drumming up interest, or drumming up at least some kind of fake outrage in order to, you know, make people kind of lighten up about VTuber conventions, and then later on make one out of this, you know, basically make something good out of the bad things that were popping up. That was my original thought. And it says, I see you, Pomapon. That was something that we are going to lead into in a little bit. Take a look here. VTuber Pomapon reveals Oshi Expo as a clever parody prank. And it first started popping up when it says it's just VTuber set it up for a joke. And this is Pomapon showing it the Oshi Expo thing here. And it said, you know, going through down there, not telling people that make it infinitely funnier. LMAO, well, now I look stupid. I didn't see the banner. Haha, it's real. You just don't believe hard enough. Shush, snitch. And, you know, people right there, like, taking a look at the banner itself. They did it. I mean, Pomapon did a really good job of making it that way. And here we go. Pomapon says, the takeaway from this should be, 1, Don't trust everything you see on the internet. It's very easy to fake a company. Make sure that fact check and look into things first, especially when it comes to sponsorships and conventions. 2, algorithms love when people are angry and will push that content to more people. Yes, there are a lot of people that rage bait on Twitter and on YouTube and on things like that. They will rage bait in order to get more interest, to drum up more interest, to get people be like, ah, yeah, but you know, because it gets the money. Like a lot of political things do that too, where they rage bait you. A lot of political accounts do that to rage bait you to get 1 million views, etc. And then that way, through that engagement, they get some monies. AI art, bad. For the record, I never intended to use AI art for the mascot, and I am completely against the use of AI art. I just looked up anime girl on Canva and used the first options. I wish Canva labeled its AI assets. So she didn't even intend to use AI in this whole thing. It's just she looked up anime girl in Canva, and unfortunately Canva, I believe it was several months ago in 2020, the last part of 2025, we found out that Canva did give you an option to create your own VTuber through AI, I believe, or at least anime character through AI. That is unfortunately something that happens there. And yes, it doesn't normally mark them, which does suck. And let's take a listen into something going on here that she mentioned when it came to this whole thing. Let's take a look.
Needs a mascot? We already got her, baby. I just looked up anime girl. She looks Canadian to me, so it worked.
And that is the thing. Down here, say, wait, Poma was the one running the account? That makes it funnier. Honestly, that makes it funnier. And I'm glad V4 Mirai gives them the freedom to actually go and be able to do these things. It says, I followed it because I knew it was made by you. I didn't know it was made by her. I just, once it's, you had the thing that says parody in the main account here, I knew something was up. I just didn't know what. Like I said, I thought this was going to be like something to drum up interest in a possible con later on, and kind of just being like people like lighten up, it's a joke, and then making a con out of it. Either SVA, I originally thought either SVA or another agency was going to be doing that, since Flork of Cow seemed to be into it, seemed to be all in on the joke, possibly. And that was the main thing that I was like, okay, maybe. And then here, I will commit to the bit, visit it at CarrierCon BA, this whole thing here, which is the Oshi Expo thing here. And it says, I'm dead set, going to buy a ticket. If you're really doing this, I have to see this. It's already ordered. Holy moly. They already have a standee or something like that for that one. It's already been ordered. Won it at the auction. It's amazing. I'm crying. Can't believe your art will be at the con. And it's an S post, Miss Darian. So I guess this was a person that originally did the extra art on top of everything. And I like it. I like that she did that. People down here, it says, get ready for the first Vtuber Con, like the original one that I mentioned here. Pomopon also said the first Vtuber convention. The press no saga, they gave me $2,000 just to promote them with this one tweet. I think they're gonna pop off, guys. And that's what also when people already started seeing that it was a joke. Just a VTuber said it for a joke here. The first VTuber convention, screenshots of VT. Ilara, I'm so excited to be featured guest for the agency independent AI VTuber panel. I'll be 100% there for sure. They were already in on the joke at that point. I wasn't. I didn't catch on. I didn't catch on to this. The Oshi Expo venue is looking pretty sweet. You can find our play booth a Saturday and Sunday to room 2F. Just mind the dangling chains when you enter the room. Looking forward to meeting y'all. Our play EN, Oshi Bubbles, VTuber themed store, VTuber themed platform. Brand verified with my Oshi. VTubers who aren't in my Oshi yet, please make sure. Oh, this is something different. Actually, it's on my Oshi. I don't know why this went to my Oshi, but yeah, this started going into the OshiCon. Started going into Oshi Expo. Started going to my Oshi. I do apologize for that, but yeah, it seems like some of the things got mixed up there. And Vita Ramen even got into the whole thing. Throwing a knife at you. If you can catch, then it's yours for free. Embed it in your body. It doesn't fall out. It counts as catching it. So there you go. People are having fun. People saw that it was a joke afterwards, especially after they saw it was a joke, or some people kind of were in on it. Some people, when it said parody, they were like, F it, I'm going to run with the joke. I was a little slow on the uptake when it came to that. That's why I'm making this video, to kind of show you guys that, yeah, it was a joke overall. If any of you guys have watched my previous videos, we did talk about Powder, which is an independent artist and VTuber. And they recently had gotten into something with Lucy Pyre, where there was a whole based chud, etc. list that was put out. And Lucy Pyre didn't like that, a lot of people were talking about politics and things like that. And she said, never thought I'd be called up a grifter by Lucy Pyre. Later on, I did show the evidence that Lucy Pyre did call them a grifter, at least not directly, but indirectly did. You're mad at people calling you lean woke because they don't know your political position. Instead of calling me a grifter because you don't know my politics, how about you just leave me alone? And this led to them posting something here about them talking about not doing politics. Let's take a listen first, and then we'll come on the other side. And once again, I apologize. The sound was really low. Let me see here. I did give it some gain. Let's listen now.
Hopeful right here, right now. I just want to let you know, don't do politics. Don't talk about politics. You know, maybe Lucy shouldn't even be talking about politics as much as I guess she kind of sort of is maybe a little bit right now. But don't do it. Don't do it. You know, like making a couple jokes here and there is fine. Don't do politics.
And that is actually a good take, in my opinion, to not do politics. Now, if she had just left it at that, it wouldn't have been an issue. This kind of blew up in her face afterwards when people found out that she was calling people grifters and things like that. But that's not the main point of this, because everything was deleted, the VODs were deleted, but the proof was found, etc., etc. That is kind of just giving you guys a bit of the intro to why we have this popping up. Vtuber Consulting is a person on Twitter, I was gonna say Twitch, but Twitter, who tries to give some advice and help out people, VTubers who are just starting out, and other VTubers, kind of giving do's and don'ts. In this case, making a do's and don'ts on the, in this case, a don't list on what you shouldn't do as a VTuber after all of these things that have happened recently. It says, I've seen VTubers mess up and hurt their growth, reputation in so many different ways, and TLDR is to respect your viewers, community, and make the kind of content that you want your community to consume, plus a few random tips thrown in. And here we go with the full thing here. It says, please don't talk about politics. I promise the attention isn't worth it. Don't post Twitch VODs on your main YouTube channel. Don't repost lots of things on X. Court retweeting is fine as long as you add a valuable comment. Don't rely on chat to carry the conversation. What I mean by number 3 is don't just post to piss people off. Don't just do Twitter to try to be a troll or try to be a chud or whatever it is, just for that sake. Do it with conviction. If you actually have a conviction that you're running through, do it. Don't just do it to try to gain following or try to drum up controversy to gain a following. Don't do that. Don't try to just be one of those edgy people that post just to do that, because then you're going to be seen as one of those people that is not worth it to take a look at. Don't rely on chat to carry a conversation when you're streaming, which is very true. Remember that lurkers are real people, not just numbers to boost your CCV. And I will add another don't do as a VTuber streamer, as I am a VTuber streamer. If there are lurkers, do not call them out. Do not call a specific person out. Be like, hey, why aren't you chatting? Or hey, how was your day? If someone pops in, like whenever, for example, someone follows, I'll like, hey, hope your day is well. Remember, you can lurk here. And, you know, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to be chatting here. If you want to chat, perfectly fine too. I just hope you have a good rest of your day. And that's all I do. Never call them out. Lurkers are lurkers for a reason. I'm a lurker. I don't like to be called out. If I'm there, it will actually make me leave in many cases. It says, don't expect to go from totally new to full-time VTuber in 2 years. Not unless you get, like, you just hit it out of the park. Sometimes people do. Sometimes people do. But it's really hard, especially as an indie. Really hard to do that. Even as a corpo VTuber, really hard to do that. Don't stream without BGM of some sort. And don't put your BGM on the same audio track as your voice. I think a little bit differently. As long as the BGM is low enough, it can be, especially me, who has it even in my videos, as you guys know, I do have some pauses that happen there. It helps attenuate the pause and make it so it's just not dead air. So, you know, when I swallow, things like that, there are pauses, and I don't want dead air, so I use it in my way. But it may not be good for everybody. Don't collab with someone you haven't vetted thoroughly. That's very important. Don't spread yourself too thin, trying to create too much content. Quality and sanity first. Quality over quantity is always the case. Always do quality content first. Content that you will be proud of to put out there. Don't buy an expensive model unless VTubing is something you'd love. Or, I mean, you could always do that if you have a lot of disposable income and it is a hobby. Like, if you happen to be wealthy, buy yourself a big model. But in general, if you're doing this as a hobby, don't get a huge model. I started out with a PNG. Way back before Fugi was a thing. Fugi.tech. I started with a PNG. I used I used script, like CSS script that I found online, and inserted it into OBS in order to get it so that it can bounce and do that type of things. It was way before that I started. It says, don't expect viewers to get into the habit of watching you if you don't have a stream schedule. Like me, I always have a stream schedule. I stream every single day at 5 p.m. minimum, 5 p.m. PST. and then, 10 a.m. PST on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And it says, don't expect to grow a lot unless you're good at streaming. Yeah, a lot of people, it's very saturated, very hard to get a lot of following in streaming. Don't be afraid to ask for help and rely on community mods for things. Don't rage bait, but at the same time, don't be afraid to be open and honest as long as you're humble about it. Yeah, if you're humble about it, if you just give your humble opinion and be like, I don't want to offend people, this is my opinion, then it usually be fine. Rage baiting on Twitter will just get you the wrong crowd. And rage baiting will get you no respect. If you are quote retweeting people just to rage bait and have no conviction behind what you're saying, yeah, people are going to find out eventually. Don't expect people to donate money to you unless you give them a reason to. Yeah, try to add value, and then people will tend to give money after that. And it's best when you're not a beggar. There's people like DSP who are beggars, and you shouldn't be a beggar. Don't date your mods, community. Oh, this is one big one. Don't date your mods or community members, and if they ask, clearly tell them you're not interested. Don't leave any room for confusion. Now, it'll depend, of course. You don't want the a lot of times the parasocialness to go beyond the space that you have in you don't really want like extreme parasociality usually, because that will become a bigger issue. And it says, don't post purely S content if you don't want your main content to be purely S. Yeah, people will see you that way. People will see you based on what you post. While you're live on stream, don't stop talking. Don't follow. I was a victim of that way back in like 2018, 2019 when I was still faceless. When I first started doing any kind of YouTube, I was around since like 2018 in YouTube, not in VTubing, but in YouTube. That's a dumb idea. That's a really dumb idea. But that was popular back in the day. Don't avoid interacting with other streamers or be afraid they'll steal your viewers. That's why I do VTuber showcases. I try to do them at least a couple times a week. I used to do them every single day, every single video. But now that I've gotten over 1,050 or so that I have so far, I've decided to slow it down a bit. Because, well, I've also started, not necessarily running out, but it's becoming harder and harder to find smaller VTubers that I can have enough content with, to be able to do it, to show you all the different things that they do. And so I still do them, but I do them less often. And that's why I do VTuber showcases. Yeah, people might go to them instead of me, but that helps the VTuber community. And I want to be a big help to the VTuber community. And I said, don't rely on a single social media platform. Don't try to avoid putting effort in or cutting corners. It rarely works the way you want it to. Don't handle conflicts publicly. Deal with them via DMs first. That is very important. Putting things out in public is a very high school thing to do. Putting drama out in public and conflicts out in public first is a very high school thing to do. You contact a DM, and then if they don't answer your DM first, try to DM them a couple times more, give them a couple days, and then, if they still don't, then, go in different ways. DMs in maybe Discord, and if Discord doesn't work, maybe try Twitter, and then be like, hey, and then make a Twitter post, and sometimes be like, hey, at blah, 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 you can at them. Please check your DMs. I wanted to talk to you about something. Make it a little bit more visible in that case. And then if really after like 3 or 4 times they don't do it, then yeah, you can maybe start making something a little bit more public. Don't forget to take care of your physical and mental health. That's the most important thing. Take care of your physical and mental health. It is very, very important. Now the reactions that they have down here. Changing point 1 to this, Mr. Nail said it more eloquently than I accurately could. I would change 1 to being, don't be belligerent and ignorantly spewing politics constantly. But no, life and politics are tightly intermingled, and many people find solace in engaging with people they can relate to or feel safe around. We're humans behind the steady anime cartoons. So yeah, don't be belligerent, don't be an asshole, don't try to just drum up hate or whatever. And to disagree with many stuff starting with the first one, but it's still useful things for starters. Definitely don't have to agree with everything I say. Thinking for yourself is by far most important thing. At the end of the day, I'm speaking from my experience, and your situation could be very different. 13 is kind of subjective, I think, because even when you're new and not good at streaming, you're going to see growth if you work at it. And I also think it puts unnecessary pressure on people reading it. Cozy streamer might think they have to be high energy all the time in order to be good at streaming, but that's not fair to them. But that's very subjective. It's very subjective. All of them are subjective, and it should be taken with a couple of grains of salt. That being said, I've seen a lot of people just stream a lot without really trying to improve who don't grow at all. Also, good isn't one specific thing. It applies to most situations. So yeah, it is something like a lot of people here are saying kind of the same thing. Keeping your YouTube live and YouTube videos channels separate. Definitely great advice. Thanks to YouTube's bizarre algorithm not letting you do more than one thing, even if it's related on your channel. I do some retweets and only some only sometimes quote retweet. I just want to share cool tech thingies and dev tools. Maybe I should comment more in my own account instead of just replying to what I wrote. Retweet. The thing great about religion is not a topic for VTubing. It's not. As for retweets, it depends. I really find retweeting lots of things has more negative impact than positive impact. Just my observation, though. Some are decent, understandable. So yeah, some people agree, some people disagree. What are your takes on it? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next little piece of news. Kataroni was a cat cafe VTuber Le Brown creature. Model is Honeycub, and it can look similar to another one, but it is not that one person. We're going to be taking a look at their notice here. Hi Outspurs, after streaming for nearly 3.5 years, I decided to stop VTubing indefinitely. I no longer have a passion like I used to, with added stress that comes with a full-time job. Hard to enjoy streaming, given my 1 hour limit per day. Another big reason is that I haven't grown, averaging 2 to 4 videos per stream. I will not have a graduation stream. Kataroni has brought me so much joy, and I thank you all for your support throughout the years. I'll be occasionally streaming on my alts, Twitch, Gina Chad as a flesh tuber. I'll be inactive on this Twitter account, at least posting. Thank you for the best memories, Outspurs. I will be seeing you around. And let's see what people say here. People are sad, but it says psych right now. I'm so happy I got to meet you. I wish it didn't have to end, but I hope your new journey is amazing and fun, full of fun memories. Good luck on your future endeavors, and I will be still cheering you on no matter what, sending you lots of love. Guild Ray here from Twitch. If you remember, even I barely got to watch your streams due to time zone. I always greatly enjoyed them, and I will miss them. Hope all works out for you in the end. And that's the thing. It sucks. It really does suck. Because when you lose your passion, and when you have a passion like I do for VTubing, and then you lose it, it is painful to see that happen to anybody. Whether it be a VTuber I know or a VTuber I don't know. It still is painful to see something like that happen. Because it is the loss of a person that maybe you were watching. In this case, when it comes to the fans, it's going to be a loss of someone they're watching, loss of someone they enjoyed. But they're still going to be able to see them in their IRL stuff if they decide to go that route. The fans decide to go that route. Still, I wish them the best. Lucky Loveshot, Cupid VTuber, Otaku Tomboy Cupid of Puppy Love, VTuber, VSinger, and Variety, has a big announcement. They're taking a short break. Thank you everyone for always being patient with me. I hope that you can wait for me until I am better, okay? I'll be back soon. Take care of yourselves. Love ya! And what they're saying here is, let me just make it bigger for you guys. Hi everyone, I'm going to cut to the chase. I'm going to be taking a break for about a week. In the past, when I've taken breaks, I've always worked on things behind the scenes, editing things and making things happen. I've always used work and content as a means to forget about my problems, but this time, I need a good, proper break. I just can't just so I can focus on myself and not work 24/7. Boy, do I know how that feels. I realize now that it's just a band-aid and not a solution. I've been seriously really struggling for a while now, pretending to be okay and smile for everyone, but to be honest, I can't do that anymore. I want to be kinder to myself and let myself heal. I wanted to apologize if I seemed inconsistent and flaky or like my heart wasn't in it. I'm really sorry. Please wait for me if you can. I promise I'll get better. And then with all my love, Lucky. I'll still be mainly posting on my alt account on my art account, 52 apples, but I want to clean proper break from thinking about doing content creation for a bit. For everyone I have projects with, I'll still hand in what I owe. And it says, love you, dude. For Variance Pro, I've rated Hawthorne, love you too. And then First Among Servants, take your time, rest, clear your mind, we'll be here. And yeah, that's good. That's always good when the community is still going to be there with them. Take care, Lucky. Focus on your rest and come back with full stars. For stats, a lot of people sending lots of love. A lot of people saying, wishing them the best and hoping that this break does give them the peace and relaxation that they seem to really need, as we all do from time to time. Octavio is a male English language VTuber endorsed by Hololive's branch of Holostars English. He's a member of Armis with Gerard T. Rexford, Gold Bullet, and Crimson Ruse. We're talking about him because he was away for a while. As you can see here, in February 8th, he decided to, take a bit of a break from there. Management put it through there. And he came back, and he was gone for about a week or so. Came back and started doing things here and there. Not streaming, but, kind of getting work done behind the scenes. Wants to join District V. Later on, he did join District V. And right now, it's not about the whole District V thing that's happening here. But they did decide to make a stream where they are going to be singing Didn't have a Valentine's Day stream planned featuring all the boys. Didn't happen, so I'm moving to the March instead. Looking forward to that. Festivities aren't over just yet. In the background, I've been working on projects. So yeah, I've been working on projects in the background. But also, he's going to be doing this on February 27th at 5 p.m. This is going to be a tribute to his mother, who passed away, I believe, earlier in the month of February. So this is going to be a heartfelt tribute to their mother. And this is something, it's going to be unarchived. So 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, whatever that ends up being, that's a West Coast time in the U.S., whatever that ends up being in your areas. And of course, it says I can't go home anymore. If you've been watching my streams, you know that I always mention my mom here and there. Moved back home in the beginning of last year because of her and ailing health. My schedule radically changed because of that as well. I hope it's okay for me to do a little singing stream for her as a tribute. Content warning, might be sad, but I'll try to not be. And yeah, this is a big tribute to their mother, who did, just wanted a tribute for her. And that is amazing in general, because this shows how close he was to his family. This shows how close he was to his mother. And this is going to be unarchived. So like I said, if you don't want to miss it, it's February 27th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, whatever that is in your area. Because after that, it's going to be unlisted, privated, whatever you want to call it. Because it's probably going to have, it's going to be an emotional thing. And those types of things tend to just, go away after it, respectfully. I mean, it's fine, not an issue. Or they'll also have music where they will, they don't have the rights to. So either way, my condolences to Octavio and his family and everyone who knew his mother, friends, family, loved ones, everybody. My deepest condolences for that loss.
The way, like, every time I've had any, oh, this person, I have to, walk up to Haruka and, basically, I have to, present them, a homework. I'm turning in my homework and be like, Haruka, is this for real or not?
I used to be like that very much. I used to actually, back in my teenage years, oh my god, I would get, well, you know me, I'm autistic and stuff like that, so I have hyperfixation, hyper stuff like that. So I would actually fixate on people. I would not make it creepy, because I knew the level of creepiness was never good. But in my head, it would just, I would go over things again, and I would obsess in my head. I'm way too shy to ever make it into anything else. But yeah, in my head, I would obsess over people, whether it be a friend, whether it be friendships, or whether it be romantic stuff. I would obsess over it, play it over in my head, that kind of thing. But I would never, ever, ever do anything, because I was always way too shy. But yeah, your boy be doing some crazy shit in his head sometimes. It's normal. I'm a squirrel. I'm a wild guy. Wild squirrel. Squirrels have weird thoughts. That's just what happens. Thank you guys for watching, as always. And of course, take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.